Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our oral communication class. This is our final week for your oral com. So we are now on the 8th week. This is your teacher, Mrs. Loli A. Develos. For this week, we're about to discuss the principles of effective speech writing and delivery. After going through this module, you are expected to, number 1, discuss the principles of effective speech writing. Number 2, analyze the importance of audience profile, logical organization, duration, word choice, and grammatical correctness in writing a speech. Number 3, compose a speech applying the principles of effective speech writing and delivery. Number 4, identify the principles of effective speech delivery. And the last one is demonstrate effective speech delivery. So bear with me for this last video on our week 8. Medyo mahaba siya. Pakiintindi simply because after this, next will be the delivery of your speech. Okay, let's continue. So, for the principles of effective speech writing, you have your first activity or activity 1, which can be found on page 5 in your module. In this lesson, we will use what you have learned in the previous module in a more formal context. You will start to compose your formal speech, but before that, answer this given activity by writing through if you think the statement of correct. If not, write false. Okay. So, this is the first principle for effective speech writing. The first one is audience profile. Knowing your audience, specifically their general age, gender, educational level, religion, language, culture, and group membership is one of the most important aspects in developing your speech. So, I know that some of you are done writing your speech. Go over it again and consider this first principle. It says here, for the audience profile, think of the age, the gender, the educational level, the religion, the language, the culture, and group membership of your audience or the listener. Why? For them to understand better the word or words that you have used. So it means that in writing your speech, when you consider the audience profile, you are going to use word or words which is appropriate to your audience or to your listener. Next, we have the logical organization. So, logical organization of what? Of your manuscript. The next part is to organize your speech manuscript. Thus, carefully planning the content of your speech is also necessary. The written speech has 3 parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. So, next, the introduction is the most crucial part of the speech. It is generally only 10 to 15% of the time the speaker spends speaking. So, bakit kaya sinabi that introduction is the most crucial part of the speech? According to Rinch, 2012, a good introduction serves 5 functions. First, you should be able to gain audience attention and interest. 2, it states the purpose of your speech. 3, it establishes your credibility. 4, it should provide reasons for your audience to listen. And the last one is your introduction should preview the main idea of your speech. So, yun ang 5 dahilan kung bakit tinawag na crucial ang introduction. Sa bungad pa lang, dapat makuha mo na ang attention ng iyong audience or listener. Bakit kaya merong mga speaker na parang hindi pinakikinggan ng kanyang mga listener or ng kanyang audience. Kasi sa introduction pa lang, wala nang dating. So, see to it na doon pa lang sa introduction ng inyong speech ay may dating na para ito ay pakinggan ko hanggang sa dulo. Why? Simply because I am your listener or your audience. Next, the body. The body of the speech is the core part of the speech that addresses the main ideas and principles of the speech. It consists of the main points. This is presented using methods of organization. So, ano yung methods na yon? Eto yon. Una, problem, solution, order. It explains the problem and suggests a possible solution. Number 2, categorical or topical order. It divides the topic into subtopics based on the importance or interest, value, or simply because the topics requires it. Number 3, chronological order. A historical or time approach which is from the past to the present. It presents idea in time order. Number 4, comparison and contrast order. It presents comparison and contrast of 2 or 3 points. Next, number 5 is spatial or geographical order. Going from one place to another, from one direction to another. And the last one is the causal order. It involves a discussion of both cause and effect of an issue. So if I'm not mistaken, the topic of your speech is that the advantages of COVID-19. So for your body, you can use 2 or 3 methods of organization. No? Ang dami niyong pwedeng gamitin pagdating doon sa body of your speech. Sabi nga dyan, ito yung laman or the core part. Kumbaga sa tinapay or sa sandwich, yung body of your manuscript ay ang tinatawag na palaman. So, see to it na may laman ang inyong speech. So, paano nyo ito gagawin? Base nga po dito sa methods of organization given to us by Flores 2016. So, there are 6 at sa tingin ko, madami kayong magagamit as method kung paano ninyo i-organize ang inyong body of that speech. And the last part is the conclusion. The conclusion functions as the summarizer of the entire speech. The conclusion has to be written using different strategies. It is according to Tandok 2016. So, pag sulat ng body ay may pamamaraan para maging madali sa inyo. Basta mag-focus kayo doon sa topic or sa main topic, which is the advantages and disadvantages of COVID-19. Pagdating sa conclusion, meron din kayong estratehiya or strategies na pwedeng gamitin. So, ano-ano yon? You have present a summary. You can summarize your speech. Or, repeat the key ideas presented. Ano-ano ba yon? Or, repeat the central idea for emphasis. Meron kayong bibigyang diin. Next, go back to the strategy used in the introduction. Next, signal the end of your speech. Next, end with an impact. Pwede rin, thought-provoking questions. Or, humor. Or, quotation. Or a call for action and a connection to a larger context. So ito yung mga strategies na pwede ninyong gamitin pag gagawa na kayo ng conclusion ng inyong speech. Okay, next principle tayo, duration. So from the name itself, how long does your speech last? So sabi dito, no matter how long the speech is always divided into 5 parts. An introduction, the body, meron kayong paragraph 2, 3, and 4, and of course, the conclusion. This format is adaptable to a speech of almost any length. So, gaano man daw kahaba ang speech ninyo, itong 5 parts na ito ay applicable. Uulitin ko, you have the introduction, 1 paragraph. You have the body, which consists of 3 paragraphs, and the conclusion, which is 1 paragraph. Next, word choice. 4th principle na po tayo. However, the speaker should carefully use the correct word in writing the speech. The use of conversational language helps put the audience feel at ease and creates a special bond between the speaker and the audience. However, there are things that you should consider in choosing your words. So, bakit kaya merong mga listener or audience na very eager silang makinig sa speaker? Simply because madali nilang maintindihan ang salita. Malinaw ang pagkakasabi nito. Maganda ang word choice ng speaker. Ako kaya, magugustuhan ko ang word choice ninyo? Okay, next, we have the grammatical correctness. Using correct grammar when you give a speech is important to prevent misunderstanding and misinterpretation between you and the audience. Good command of the language helps listeners understand you quickly. So, being your audience or your listener, hindi ko kayo hahanapan ng malalalim na salita, hindi ko kayo gagamitan ng perfect grammatical correctness. Yun lang simple, tamang gamit ng is, ng are, ng was, ng were, ng has, ng had, ng have, or had. Dapat alam nyo na yon simply because you were on a grade 11. So, those are the principles in writing your manuscript. First topic pa lang po yun. For your second activity, which can be found on pages 10 to 11, write the answer only in your answer sheet. Why is it important to analyze the audience profile before writing a speech? Number 2, if you are going to write a speech about the advantages of homeschooling and the utilization of social media platforms in the learning continuity plan of students like you, what are the possible points that you will tackle in the body of your speech? Give at least 3 main points. So you have here the topic, social media platform. Kung ikaw ay gagawa ng speech para dito, magbibigay ka lamang ng 3 main points. And then the last one is, what do you think will possibly happen if the speaker unconsciously put some jargons and technical terms in his or her speech or committed grammatical errors or inconsistencies while writing his or her speech? If I still remember it right, on our previous discussion, I do mention jargons. So, ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng jargons? So, ito yung mga slang words or mga salitang pinapaiksi natin na kung saan minsan, mas lalong nagiging problema. So, yon. Just answer. Write the answer only of these 3 questions. Let's proceed. We are now on the second topic for our final week. Using principles of effective speech delivery. Kanina, principles in writing your manuscript or your speech. Ngayon naman, principles on delivering your speech. So, paano ko nga ba i-deliver ang speech ko na kung saan magugustuhan ng makikinig sa akin? Paano ko nga ba ma-deliver ang speech ko na makakuha ako ng perfect points or scores? Paano ko nga ba ma-deliver ang speech ko na kung saan hindi mahahalata ni ma'am na kinakabahan ako? Paano ko ma-deliver ang speech ko na hindi mahalata ni ma'am na may kodigo pala ako? So, yon. Let's proceed. For your activity 3, go over your manuscript on the advantages and disadvantages of COVID-19. So this is the topic that I gave to you. Examine it and follow the 3 parts of a speech. So tingnan muna kung nasunod ng 3 parts of writing or the 3 principles, the 3 parts based on the principles that we have discussed. I hope that you are ready now in delivering your speech. Let's proceed. These are the tools on how you're going to deliver your speech. So, tools for effective speech delivery. First is articulation. People always judge how well you speak in general. The perceived intellect or education is sometimes used to measure how well you articulate. On the same idea, diction and enunciation are other forms of articulation. So, merong mga tao na pagtayo pa lang sa harapan, nananahimik na ang audience. Meron namang speaker na kahit natapos na ang sinasabi, ay hindi pa rin nakikinig ang audience. So, ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng articulation? So, the way how we speak. Diba? Sabi dito, sometimes daw, basihan ang education or ang natapos natin. But, ako, hindi naniniwala dito. Nasa tao po kasi ito. Paano mo nga ba ipapakita once you stand in front of a crowd na hindi ka kinakabahan? That's one way. Paano na pag bumuka pa ang bibig mo at magsalita ka? There are individual or there are person na halata na sila ay kinakabahan. At paano ang pronunciation? Diba? So magkakasama po yan dyan. Yung pagtayo mo sa harapan, pagsalita mo, pag-pronounce mo, pagbigkas mo ng salita, yun. Pag-aralan na po natin. Next tool, we have modulation. This happens when you control or adjust the tone or volume of your voice as you try to lower your voice to a loud whisper in order to get the attention of your audience as they find your message more appealing, dramatic, and mysterious. Yung lakas ng boses mo kapag kinakailangan. Pag maingay ba ang crowds or ang audience, kailangan mong makipagsabayan? This is a tip for you, no. Manahimik ka, hintayin mo silang manahimik, saka ka mag-continue magsalita. Ang lakas ng boses ng isang speaker ay napaka-importante. Kailangang malakas kung kinakailangan sa speech mo, mahina kung ito ang hinihingi ng speech mo. So, ibig sabihin, sa speech ay kailangan ding may emosyon. At ang emosyon minsan ay naipapakita natin ito sa lakas or hina ng ating boses. Next, stage presence. The speaker's ability to get and secure the audience's interest in listening to him or her through his or her presentation style refers to stage presence. Pagtayo mo sa gitna, nanahimik silang lahat. Stage presence yon. Tumayo ka na sa gitna, hindi pa rin sila nanahimik. Tumambling ka na, still hindi pa rin sila nananahimik. Stage presence pa rin po yun. It is the ability to make the audience connect with the speaker and pull them into the story being told. And as a result, the audience are affected by the feelings, emotions, and ideas being conveyed. So, napaka-importante that while you are speaking or while you are talking, especially within a crowd, tingnan mo sila sa mata, tingnan mo ng diretsyo. On that way, no, na i-connect mo ang sarili mo sa kanila. Next, tool, facial expressions. To effectively communicate emotions and enthusiasm, While speaking, the speaker must use emphatic and descriptive gestures. So, sa mukha, masaya, dapat ipakita. Malungkot, ipakita din. Galit, ipakita. Through your facial expression. Facial expressions are essential in setting the emotional tone for a speech. It is really helpful that facial expressions jive with the message being delivered. In addition, facial expression communicate various types of emotional or emotions which reflect the speaker's moods and personality traits. So, nakikita din sa ating facial expression. Movement of the whole body instead of just gesturing with hands is appropriate in a speech. So, yon. Kasama po yon sa facial expression. Kapag ikaw ay nagde-deliver ng speech, hindi ka lang po dyan parang isang tuod. Para mas lalo mong makumbinse ang iyong listener, ang iyong audience, i-apply mo ang facial expression at ang body movements. Next tool is the rapport. It happens when you have everything in concordance or harmony. Your discourse is correct. The crowd gets it well. They appreciate tuning in to it as much as you appreciate conveying it. So kapag na-connecta mo na ang sarili mo sa iyong audience or sa listener, meron na kayong rapport or connection. Diba? So, mas lalo silang magiging enthusiastic to listen to what you are trying to say or to the message that you are trying to deliver or convey to them. How are you going to build a rapport? Dressing and prepping suitably for the event. So, ang pananamit ay nakaakma sa okasyon. Being sorted out, prepared with reasonable substance. So, wag kang haharap sa iyong audience na hindi ka ready. Para din lang yan kaming mga teacher nung may face-to-face pa. No? Hindi kami humaharap nang hindi kami ready. Kasi hodang hindi kami natulog buong magdamag as long as alam namin kung ano ang aming sinasabi. Dapat alam namin kung ano ang lesson na kailangan naming ibigay. Next, demonstrating in your opening statements that you know who you are talking to because you have done your homework utilizing comprehensive language, we instead of I. So, yun. Kaya napaka-importante, napaka-crucial ng introduction of your speech. Next, recognizing and accentuating your shared conviction consciously and earnestly. Next, evading the use of jargon unless everyone understands it. So, iwasan ang paggamit ng mga slang words, lalong-lalo na kung hindi naman ito naiintindihan ng nakararami sa iyong audience. Next, indicating that you are human also by sharing your story. So, yon. Mas maganda kasing example yon kaysa sa gagamit ka pa ng ibang tao. Kapag you are sharing your experiences towards your audience, there is nothing wrong with it. Pero kung ikaw ay nag-share gamit ang experience ng ibang tao, yun po ay pag-chichismis na. Next, being aware of non-verbal communication or your body language and using eye contact. Maging aware tayo doon. Seeming sure, positive, in charge, and understanding of the effect of vocal delivery. So those are the tools, those are the ways on how you are going to build a rapport between you and your audience. Those are the tools or the ways on how you are going to deliver your speech. Okay, let's proceed. Activity 4. In your answer sheet, write the word true if the statement is correct and false if it is not. This activity can be found on pages 24 to 25 in your module. Let's continue. For your activity 5, be ready to deliver your speech. Ito na ang sinasabi ko. Just follow those principles of effective writing and the principles in effective delivery of the speech. So, follow this reminder. Una, memorize your speech. So, susulat muna kayo ng manuscript. So, sa pagsulat ng manuscript, siguraduhin na yung principles na diniscuss natin, yung introduction, yung body, yung conclusion, the word choice, the grammatical correctness, and others ay nasunod. So, kapag nagawa nyo na yun, paki-memorize ang manuscript. Then, kapag sigurado na kayo na ay tama na ang ginawa ko, paki-video ang sarili ninyo while you are delivering your speech. Memorize ha, ibig sabihin walang kodigo. It's up to you kung mandadaya kayo. Sabi nga nila, honesty is the best policy. At ako'y naniniwala na kapag kayo ay nandadaya, hindi ako ang dinadaya ninyo. First and foremost, ang sarili ninyo. So kapag na video na ang sarili, paki-PM ito sa akin. Hindi po sa GC ipapasa, kundi direkta po sa akin. So, see to it na ang gamit nyong pangalan ay ang totoo nyo ng pangalan na nasa class record ko. So, yun. Memorize, have a video, PM it to me. Then, maybe, you're going to ask, Ma'am, ilang minuto po magtatagal ang aming speech? 3 minutes will be the maximum. Less than 3 minutes. Hindi lalagpas ng 3 minutes. Basta sa 3 minutes na yon, siguraduhin na yung kailangan ko ay naandun na. Sinabi ko na kung anong gusto kong makita, di ba? Sa introduction pa lang, dapat maagaw nyo na ang attention ko. Sa body, siguraduhin na may palaman or may laman ang inyong speech. At ano ang gagawin ninyo para sa inyong conclusion? Naandun na yan sa diniscuss natin sa principles in writing your speech. I-analyze na lang pag-aralan. Pag hindi ka siya sa 3 minutes, pwedeng hanggang 4, pero hindi na pwedeng lumagpas pa ng 4 minutes. Masyado nang mahaba yun. No? Simple lang ang speech na kailangan ko, basta may laman. Okay, paano ko nga ba gigrade ng inyong speech? Okay. Criteria for evaluation, you have content, 40%, delivery of the speech, 40%, and then the time bound, which is 20% for a total of 100%. So, yon. Ito ang important reminder ko sa inyo. Ibibigay ko ang 100%, basta tama, maayos, may laman. No? Yung principles ay nasunod, ang tools ay nasunod. So, important reminders, content una. If it follows all the principles in writing your manuscript. Next, delivery. If it shows the tools for effective delivery speech. So, wag nyong ipahahalata sa akin na kinakabahan kayo. Wag nyo ring ipahalata sa akin na may kodigo kayo. You have enough time to practice. Na? Ang tagal ng palugit ko sa inyo, kaya walang rason para hindi ninyo ma-memorize yan. Ang 3 minutes nga, napakahaba na yun. So, it's up to you kung paano ninyo gagawin. Hindi po kasi pwede na wala tayong speech na maidi-deliver kasi oral communication class tayo. This is the application of what we had for 2 months. Okay. Paki-PM yung manuscript din para at least alam ko na tama ang sinasabi ninyo doon sa hawak kong manuscript ninyo. Then, pwede nang isend ang video on or before December 10, 2020. Again, PM. Then maybe you're going to ask me, Ma'am, English po ba? Yes, of course, English. Uulitin ko, hindi ko kayo hahanapan ng malalalim na salita. Kahit ako pa ang audience ninyo, isipin nyo na lang na ang audience ninyo ay grade 7 students. Okay na ba yon? Then, maybe you are going to ask question again. Ma'am, kailangan po bang nakadamit ng maayos? Yes, of course. Take note na andun yan sa tools kanina, sa stage presence kasama ang pamamaraan ng ating pananamit. So, that's all for our final week. Good luck for your speech and congratulations everyone.